Hi, my name is Tracy. I'm 49 years old, and over the past year, I have realized that my Holy Grail foundation is no longer working on my aging skin. And I know I'm not the only one dealing with that. Everything I've listed are skin issues that I deal with, and my new Holy Grail foundation is gonna have to address all of them. In this series, I'm going to be testing foundations, how they wear on my skin throughout the day, how my typical applications affect it, etc. This first review is going to be regarding Estée Lauder's Double Wear foundation in their new formula. Did you even know that Estée Lauder changed their formula? Because it seems like a lot of people didn't, and the ones that did, there are mixed reviews. So when I recently went shopping to try some new foundations, this was one on my top of my list that I needed to try. This foundation has been around since the 90s, and it is known for being a super full coverage and very matte, but the new formula is a little bit different. Let's get into the trial. I have already washed and prepped my skin with all of my hydration serums. What I didn't do was put my primer on yet, so I'm going to show you what primer I'm using so you can know how this foundation reacts to that primer. I'm using the Milk Hydro Grip primer. It gives a really great glow. I also will be setting it with the Milk Hydro Grip setting spray. Your skin prep is going to be everything. If you're like me and you have dry skin, you really need hydration every morning, every single night. I love this primer because it grips so well and it has a beautiful glow to it. I was able to do a shade match in the store, which thankfully, because I am terrible at shade matching myself. First thing I notice about this foundation is the consistency. It is pretty thin. From all of the reviews, I've seen several people talk about having to do more than one layer. So let's see what one layer looks like. So from what I know and understand from the new formulation, they added ingredients like niacinamide and hydrating ingredients so it feels lighter and more flexible. Still toting a long wear, 36 hours apparently. However, the initial application isn't as full. It could require a second layer. For somebody like me with dry skin and hyperpigmentation, acne scarring, I need foundation that has a really good coverage and applies smoothly. And I needed it to apply smoothly because I have enough texture on my own. Initial thoughts on the shade matching is pretty good. I'm satisfied with that. I'm using the shade 2N1, which is called Desert Beige. Okay, I added a little bit of concealer under my eyes, and I only had to do one application, but here is what it looks like in natural lighting. Initial feeling on it, it does feel kind of drying. I'm gonna do my setting spray real quick, show you what it looks like in my kitchen lighting. And here's what it looks like in my kitchen lighting. Obviously, it looks a little different because I do have warm lighting in my kitchen. I'm not doing a full face of makeup. This is strictly for the foundation. I'm gonna go about my day. I will see you guys in, let's say, about 4 hours and do another check-in to see how it's wearing. It has been a little over 4 hours since I first applied the Estée Lauder foundation, and I just wanted to check in and show you guys how it is looking. Not really noticing too much of a difference from the initial application. However, the more I look at it, the more it doesn't look like it really matches my skin tone. I might have to try a different color, but not looking too bad. All right, I came downstairs to my makeup table to kind of get a better idea of what it looks like and look in my mirror. Not really setting into any of my fine lines around my eyes. Still has a tad bit of a glow to it, so it doesn't look super matte. Not really collecting in like the corners of my nose. I'm gonna check in before I wash it off tonight to show you what it looks like after a full day of wear. It has been officially 11 hours since I put this foundation on, and I'm going to say that it did exceptionally well holding up. I don't have a whole lot of settling into my fine lines on this side. Under here, you can't count because I put a concealer on. One thing I will say is it's not the most comfortable foundation, and I think that's because my skin is super dry and I do use a lot of serums and moisturizers as my skin prep before I put anything else on my face. Who I think that this foundation really is best for is people with oily or combination skin. If you want your makeup to last all day, this foundation would probably work amazing. But if you have dry skin like me, your skin prep is going to be everything. That is my official review on this. Will I wear it again? I might return it and try to get a better color match because it did look a little orangey compared to my natural skin tone, and I'll try it again. I love that it held up well. Would I ever wear it for 36 hours or up to 36 hours? Probably never. It does have great coverage. If you are looking to hide your acne scars, hyperpigmentation, sunspots, have extremely textured skin, this foundation could still work for you as long as your skin prep is on point. Until our next foundation review, I'll see you later.